About a year ago, I was introduced to an ancient piece of technology called the 8-track player, specifically my grandfather's. With a cigarette in my hand, I would sit back in my office chair and listen to the reverberant sounds that filled the air. I was amazed by the sound of Nighttime Lady by Rick Nelson, his voice coming from the player with such grace and soul. It was pure ecstasy. And just when I thought it was over, it would pitch to the guitar solo. The rich twang and mild slide suited the song well. Finally, the song would end and I would pick up a new track. I'd put in Johnny Cash and go straight to Folsom Prison Blues. The rich sound that came from his guitar mixed with his simple voice made me bob my head in a daze. I'm rambling again. Anyways, welcome to the second episode of IMO. Today I'm talking about the 8-track player. Let's dive in.
Radio Shack has a super half-price deal now on an 8-track car stereo tape player. Regularly $59.95, now just $29.95. You save $30 and get your choice of music wherever you drive. Put stereo 8-track players in 2 cars for the regular price of 1. Or buy 1 and have enough money left over for car speakers and your first tape.
The 8-track. Simple, cheap, and epic. One of my favorite ways to listen to music, right next to MP3 and vinyl. But what made this simple circuit board covered in wood grain or aluminum so good? Well, that's what we're gonna talk about, you fucking dunce. Take a seat, dumbass, and let me educate you on the greatest way to listen to music. Now, I know a lot of the young whippersnappers are gonna ask, Stoney, how the fuck does this dinosaur work? Well, I'll tell you what. It's as simple as pie, so pay attention so you don't look like a horse's ass. You see, the 8-track tape was invented by William Powell Lear in 1964. Lear developed a process for dividing magnetic recording tape into 8 channels. The 8-track cartridge itself contains a length of 1/4 inch tape which runs in a continuous loop at 3 3/4 inches per second, or IPS for short. The tape is wound around a hub in the middle of the cartridge. It pulls out from the center and follows a path which brings it across the front edge of the cartridge where it makes contact with the playback head. A pressure pad helps to bring the tape into proper contact with the head. The pinch roller, which is inside the cartridge, presses against the capstan, which is a part of the player. The tape, pinched between the roller and the capstan, which is spun by the player's motor, is thus moved across the head. The tape itself divided along its length into 8 channels or tracks, hence the name 8-track. A little known fact is how much automakers had to do with the creation and implementation of the 8-track tape and the Stereo 8 format. Stereo 8 was created in 1964 by a consortium led by Bill Lear of Learjet Corporation, along with Ampex, Ford Motor Companies, General Motors, Motorola, and RCA. Sadly, the cassette started to become more popular in the 70s, and by the late 80s, the cassette had killed the 8-track. Did you get that? Write it down, because it's going to be on the test, shithead. But Stoney, what made the 8-track so epic? Well, stop asking fucking questions and I'll tell you. You see, the 8-track format gained popularity because of its convenience and portability. It was first put into cars in 1964 and 1965, where the home players were introduced in 1966, where it lasted to the late 80s. But because of its home release, though, it gained more popularity. The home release allowed consumers to share tapes between their homes and portable systems. Hell, the fucking Eagles' Greatest Hits album was on 8-track. You know, the one that sold 38 million copies and passed Michael Jackson's Thriller as the most sold album in the world. In other words, the 8-track player was an epic piece of music history, and in my opinion, I think people should experience the true magic of the 8-track. This is Stoney, signing off. Boom, bitches! You thought I was fucking lying about the damn quiz? Well, you thought wrong, libtard. Question 1, how does it work? Oh, you forgot? I don't give 2 shits in a goddamn popsicle, you fucking cunt. Ah!